How's it going, guys? My name is Rich Jimenez, and today I'm going to talk about is it unethical or ethical for a supervisor to read an employee's email? Let's ponder on that for a bit. Most companies that require an employee to work from a company's computer also implement a computer usage policy. What that is that this policy gives employers, including supervisors, the right to govern and monitor all activity that transpires on a company's computers. This includes production floor company computers, company laptops, break room computers, and whether or not it's ethical for a supervisor to read your email, it all depends upon the circumstances surrounding the situation. According to American Management Association, who took a survey I think in 2007, 43% of companies monitor employees' email, and 66% monitor employees' internet connections. But the term monitoring is vague enough to encompass activities both invasive and benign. Most of the companies that monitor emails did so automatically using technological tools, which might mean scanning for inappropriate language or just sorting backups that supervisors could review if they had any specific reason. Only 17% of the companies surveyed assigned an individual to manually lead and review email. And I suspect that percentage has gone down as monitoring software has improved over the past 9 years. It's much more efficient to have a robot reading employees' email than to have a human do it. Email or internet-related terminations. About 28% of employees have fired workers for email misuse cited the following reasons: for violation of company policy, 64%, 62% for inappropriate or offensive language, 26% was for excessive personal use, and 22% were breach of confidentiality rules. This was done in 2007, a survey for employers spying on employees' emails. In this video, the topics that are going to be covered are being assigned a company email address or a personal email address, mail sent in error, for example, if you send a wrong email to a supervisor, let's say. We're going to talk about accessing email without permission, and we're also going to talk about options that you can do to avoid that you're given when you first accept the job. However, omission of the policy does not mean that an employer loses these rights. To protect yourself, never send personal email messages using your company email address. That's pretty obvious. If you're going to send a personal email address to some family members or close friends, don't use the email address that your company gave you. Also, refrain from giving out your company email address to your personal contacts. Now let's talk right now about the second, personal email address. Whether it's unethical for a supervisor to read the email sent and received on your personal email address, it's a trick question. This depends on the computer you're using to access and send emails. If you're using, let's say, a workstation or a production floor computer, this goes back all the way to the company monitoring policy, meaning that the company has a right to monitor all activity happening on that computer, including your access of personal email accounts. If you access email accounts from a computer located off the production floor, such as, let's say, for example, a company laptop or a break room computer, it's then unethical for the supervisor to monitor your mails. It's only ethical when the employer notifies you that all computer activity is monitored. I'll repeat, when he notifies that all computer activity is monitored, including laptop, including break room computers, and anything that you're using as a handheld device that can access your email address if you're accessing their network. Now let's talk about accessing email without permission. Let's say, for example, if the supervisor logs into your computer email address for the specific purpose of spying on you, it's unethical. But because of the company monitoring policies, it's not illegal. If you believe your supervisor is logging into your email accounts, notify your supervisor's boss or human resources. Before making such an allegation, you need evidence to back it up. If you're in a break room computer and forget to log off of your personal email account, an ethical supervisor will log out of the account on your behalf. I repeat, an ethical supervisor. If he stays logged on into your account and continues to read your email, this is considered unethical behavior and a violation of personal privacy. However, there may be very little you can do from a legal standpoint since your negligence allowed him to access your personal email. Finally, I'm going to give you now some options you can do. First one, do not send email from personal accounts. For example, I'm not going to send a personal message saying I hate my boss or I'm tired of my job from, let's say, a company email address to a friend or a relative. Another one is riskier but more practical alternative is for you to bring a personal device to work, like a laptop or a smartphone or a tablet, and use that to conduct your private communications using your personal email account. I highly suggest this because they don't have access to it, but it could have access to it if they want to be dicks about it. And since you're logged into their network to send your messages, they can access your device by you being able to log into their network. Another example is the most obvious one is log out from the company computers after you're done. Like, you don't know how many people leave their email accounts logged on, and then, well, you think no people are going to be generally nice? We live in a cruel world. Come on now. Another option you could do is do not work in the UK. Those bloody redcoats love to spy. Believe me.